In every time that has passed, in every sunrise and sunsets, everything rapidly changed. But there are things that we shouldn't forget. Let us open our eyes and think about yesterday, the pre-colonial times.
Have you ever wondered how science and technology started here in the Philippines? Because today we will be going to examine the history of science and technology here in the Philippines. Rather than focusing simply on a straight chronological event, we will interpret and analyze the interdependent effects of geography, colonial trade, economic and educational policies, as well as socio-cultural factors of the evolution of shaping Philippine science and technology.
Pre-Colonial Science and Technology. May mga impormasyon nang nakasulat tungkol sa komunidad, sa kultura at sa teknolohiya ng Pilipinas during pre-colonial period. So nagsimula na pala ang technological and scientific development bago pa dumating yung mga Espanyol o yung mga mananakop. Base sa mga archaeologists, sa mga salaysay ng mga early traders o yung mga negosyante noon and yung mga manlalakbay noon, tsaka yung mga misyonarong Espanyol or sa English missionaries, tsaka yung mga colonial officials, nagsulat pala sila ng salaysay tungkol sa kondisyon ng kapuluan noon o yung kondisyon ng Pilipinas noon. At base sa kanila, pagdating nila dito, may nakakalat na pala ng mga malalayang komunidad at that time. At yung mga sinuunang Pilipino, nakakamit na pala ng simpleng antas ng technological development kumpara sa Chinese at Japanese. Ang mga Homo sapiens na nagmula sa Asia, una silang nakarating sa Batangas at Palawan around 50,000 years ago. Gumawa sila ng mga sandata or iba pang tools na yari sa bato. Ito yung Stone Age period. And eventually, nakaisip din sila ng mga bagong technique sa kagaya ng pagpuputol, pagbabarena, tsaka pagpapakintab ng mga bato. Yung mga Stone Age inhabitants din, or yung mga naninirahan sa bato, bumuo din sila ng mga pamayanan sa mga Philippine major islands. Ito yung mga Sulu, Samar, Negros, iba pang region sa Luzon. Gumawa rin sila ng mga ornaments na gawa sa seashells and gumagawa rin sila ng mga palayok na may iba't ibang disenyo. So, ito yung Iron Age period. Yung tinututunan ng mga Pilipino na gumawa na rin ng mga metal tools tsaka mga implements or yung mga kasangkapan na gawa sa tanso, sa ginto, sa bronze, tsaka sa baka. Ay tumagal siya from 2nd or 3rd century before Christ to 10th century Anno Domini. And natuto rin ang mga Pilipinong gumawa ng bangka. Sa katunayan nga, napansin nyo ng mga Spanish chroniclers sa dating dito sa Pilipinas. Napansin nila yung plank-built warship na tinatawag na Caracoa or Caraco. Alam ko lang tamang pagkabigas niya. But isa itong warship na made from the Philippines or gawa ng mga Pilipino at ito ay angkop gamitin sa mga inter-island trade rates. So yun nga, pagdating ng mga Espanyol sa Pilipinas, marami na palang nakakalat ng mga malalayang komunidad o yung mas kilala nating mga barangay. At itong mga komunidad na ito, nagpakita ito ng di pangkaraniwang pag-unlad ng teknolohiya, lalo na yung mga natira sa coastal areas, kasi expose sila sa kalakalan and cultural contacts. And dahil doon, they seem to have attained more sophisticated technology at that time. Sa Manila, natuto silang gumawa at gumamit ng mga modern artillery or yung mga artillera. Alam niyo yun, isa yung weapon eh. And napansin ng mga Espanyol na saan mang dako ng kapuluan, yung mga Pilipino, nagtatanim talaga sila ng palay para gawing bigas. Nagtatanim din sila ng gulay at cotton. Kung alam niyo yung cotton, ginagamit yun sa paggawa ng damit. And mahilig rin silang bumuhay ng mga iba't ibang hayop gaya ng baboy, kambing, ibon. And gumagawa rin sila ng mga alak, suka, asin. And mahilig din yung mga Pilipino sa paghahabi ng tela, weaving. And they also produce beeswax and honey. Yung mga Pilipino noon, nabimina rin sila ng ginto, especially doon sa lugar ng Panay Mindoro at Bicol. Mahilig din sila sa pagsusuot ng mga makukulay na damit. Gumagawa rin sila ng mga alahas. Mahilig nilang punuin yung ipin nila ng mga ginto. Yung mga bahay nila, gawa yun sa mga kahoy or bamboo or nipa. And they also have their own system of writing. Alam ko, familiar kayo sa baybay. Yung system of writing nilang panahon na yun. And yung mga pamayanan na nasa loob ng kabundukan, they live there as a hunters or mga ngaso. And they will gather those forest products para sa pakikipagkalakalan dun sa lowland and coastal areas. So overall, scientific and technological development in the Philippines began already during the pre-colonial period. So science is observed in a way they plant their crops that provide them food, in a way they take care of their animals to help them in their daily tasks, and for food productions. And for technology is used by people like in building houses, irrigations, and in developing tools that they can use in everyday life.
Now, let's talk about the developments of technology and science during the Spanish regime. The beginnings of modern science and technology in the Philippines can be traced to the Spanish regime. The Spaniards established schools, hospitals, and started scientific research, and this had important consequences for the rise of the country's profession. But the direction and pace of development of science and technology were greatly shaped by the role of the religious orders and the conquest and colonization of the archipelago, and by economic and trade adopted by the colonial government.
During Spanish period, the Philippines were ruled as the Captaincy General of the Philippines within the Spanish East Indies, initially under New Spain until Mexican independence in 1821. The beginnings of modern science and technology in the Philippines can be traced through Spanish region, which is shaping by the rules of religious orders and facilitation adoption of religious strategy, in which
Spanish developed schools that introduced formal education and founded scientific institutions.
In colonial educational system, in which it focusing on the glimpse of education where parish schools established religion reading, writing, arithmetic, and music, establishing universities and colleges, developing science-based professions such as education. These were found to be lacking based on a number of teachers' ongoing research in areas since little has changed to personalized PD for Spanish teachers.
This time, let's continue to learn more. The need to develop a country's science and technology has generally been. Tomas is based on an account written by 3 Arias, reproduced and united the Spanish friars towards the study of the science and medicine, was even more enable Filipino students to go to Europe for professional advanced studies. Pharmacy. The students in the professional pharmacy curriculum, 1.2% are on the developed Spanish communication skills around various health-related themes, Butler University College of Pharmacy and Health Science Medical Spanish. These had important consequences for the rise of the country's professions, but the direction and pace of development of science and technology were greatly shaped by the role of the religious order in the conquest and colonizations of the archipelago and by economic and trade adopted by the colonial government.
This time, we will tackle about giving methods of agriculture was taught to the natives and significance of. In time of encomienda system, sanitation. These are other methods of agricultures. Galleon trade is the key to the Filipinos studying abroad and making more knowledgeable, most especially in scientific knowledge. Evolving the avenue of primary progression on agriculture scientific field that has done in promoting our agricultures, exporting economy that keeps progression in the agriculture fields.
The colonization of the Philippines contributed to growth of science and technology in the archipelago. The Spanish introduced formal education and founded scientific institutions. Philippines have improved in civilization, wealth, and populousness, and it is something that should remain in our hearts as a Filipino citizen.